This is my
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah. And then let me go on to
Oprah?
Yeah.
Gail, you know
This friend Gail.
my friend Gail.
Well, here's what I loved about it. He didn't say hello, which was fine if he would have. You know, it just seemed to me that he did a committed character. You know, and when he said Gail, oh, it was Oprah, and then it clicked for me. It was like, oh, I can see that he's doing Oprah, but I didn't need to know that he was doing Oprah. I just really liked the character. You know, I just want to get to know people. You know, love that. I'm sorry. It didn't matter. It wasn't. It's not about guessing. It is, and I love when and the reason I want to hear. I only ask. I know, and I know
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
But I know you're trying to jog us, which I love.
Not really jog you. What I'm trying to do is get you to add more details, okay? And the reason I'm trying to get you to add more details, just that one extra sentence. I call it the second sentence. It's when we give that little description, when we go past the vague, when we go past the generic, that's when we create stuff that only you can create. Only you can create. Now I'm over. You can create. Does that make sense? And when you went into my psychiatrist, Dr. Bob, you know, he's dead now. And stuff like that, when you added those details, you created something that only you could create. Does that make sense? And then we just thought it was hilarious because he created a very interesting character. Yes. When we hold that stuff back out of fear that we're going to get it wrong, when we're getting something that we're creating that's brand new, that we're going to get it wrong, that's something that no one else has ever seen before, we're worried about getting it wrong, fuck that. You know, just play. But add that extra sentence. Does that make sense? And when I only ask, that's when you give out your point of view. All we're looking for is this character's point of view. And we don't need to see real, we live real life. Let's make fun life here. Does that make sense? Let's do interesting things. Let's watch people get divorced over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Weird. Should I not say that ever again?
That's really weird last class.
This is what I love on you, babe. I'll call you later. I'll discover new things about me in this class. What? What?
You do the same thing you told us not to do.
What is it?
Absolutely nothing wrong with saying it.
Oh, we're saying it's just weird. Yeah, you're right.
Because we all do actually love you.
But I just wanted to love. Yeah, you're right. And where it strikes me is it's just such a difference for me. Even though I've been here almost 6 years since Austin. Well, how was this exercise? Not bad. Cool.
I found it very hard.
You did really?
Yeah, this is the first time I have to be honest with you that I was completely uncomfortable up there.
Okay, hold on a second. Did it seem like she was completely uncomfortable?
No.
Especially when you got to emotion.
Right.
But I want you to know that what we see and what you see are two different things.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
I was so ready to get off the stage from the moment I got there.
Why were you uncomfortable? Why do you think?
Just didn't feel, I just didn't know. I was completely, from the minute you described the exercise, just kind of blanking. I don't know. Not that I didn't like it, but
No, I'm not taking it personally.
And it may be just where I'm at today, but for some reason I was so uncomfortable with it.
And I only ask because I want to know how to help you.
Right.
All right, here's my suggestion. As we continue through this, I want you to concentrate on emotion. Okay?
Right.
What that's going to do, and I know this, I say this a lot, get you out of your head and into your heart. Because remember how much emotion helped Jean and Lamar.
Yeah, I think
it completely changed the tone of the scene.
Right. And
it also drew us in. Because it became real. Does that make sense?
Right, and the other thing was I felt like I made a choice that didn't so much, like I felt I took Jennifer out of the scene by my choice. And the biggest thing was I couldn't make a choice of who to be. And so from then on out, there was no commitment.
All right, so we'll
Nothing wrong with
continue
the
with
blind
that.
cab driver.
There isn't?
No, that's not wrong
But I
with
just
the
felt
blind
like
cab
that. I just felt like there was
Also,
no dialogue. Like I
if-
wasn't creative at all in my dialogue.
If you do this poorly, it's 3 minutes out of your life.
Right.
Right, but it's
I know
also,
your old boyfriend. This is a lot less painful than that.
He was never my boyfriend.
I see that like in my head, like,
He was
how am I gonna get out of this one, Tom?
Fear.
It's like then my next thought was, oh, I hope she doesn't cry.
That was painful.
Any other?
Well, I
Yes,
know
but-
this, and I'm not trying to help, and you're much more creative than I am. But one thing that I think I'm learning definitely now is what you just said, because we went through this with you like a week or two ago, that where you said you weren't sure, and it turned out to be awesome.
Oh,
that
yeah, when
people
we're in
we
the
see
slot
is
machines.
different from what we think. We're
Yeah.
out there, what the audience is seeing is different than what we may perceive.
One of the things that I learned in AA early on was that it's none of my business what other people think of me. You know, and just go up here and do your best. And also know that this is week number 8. You know, we've been doing this for 8 sessions. You know, that'll be a total of what, 20 hours? So let's let us learn. You know, and know this is a process, and that's what it is.
Can I
Yes,
say
sir.
one more thing, is that I've noticed in myself, being in an audience, like, not in a class, but in a situation where, and that sometimes I will laugh at something that maybe the other audience doesn't, or only a few people laugh at something. The other half the audience is not necessarily laughing, they may not think. You know, so different things hit different people
Yeah.
in different ways.
And also, I think, and I remember you talking about this at, I don't know if it was in class or if it was in...
In other words, so don't worry about it,
Right.
just do it, because it might hit her, but it might not hit me.
Well, sometimes too,
That's what I'm trying to say.
you'll be on stage and you'll say something, and it's, you know, you're just like, pass the salt, and people just start laughing. Like, why is, and you know, it's none of our business. I think you experienced that, I think you told me a rubber room or was it class or something. You said something and you couldn't understand why people were laughing because you weren't trying to be funny.
I think it was here this class.
Is it here? Yeah. Cool. I want to do the, any more questions or comments, gang? I want to, let's take a 5-minute break. And then
One more thing.
All right.
Well, I have.
Hurry, everybody's
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, all these theater experiences, so it's just another thing that you probably know, and that a lot of people in here may not know. That every time you do a show, the audience will do something different. The audience will be different.
Oh, yeah,
based
when you're
on
in a
what you
play.
see. And sometimes you're back in the room going, why did they laugh at that? Or we didn't expect that.
Yeah. Cool. 5 minutes, gang, then we'll work on our show for tomorrow. Well, that might be real life in some cases.
Did I like that?
Does that make sense? Let's watch people want to vote for their dog for president. Let's see what that's like, as long as the truth is true. Does that make sense? Cool. Thank you guys. That's what
This is my